Welcome to Wednesday Word for March the 17th, St. Patrick's Day. And we are lucky today to have two special guests, Jeff and Shelli Volpp. Welcome, both of you, today.
Thanks, Randy.
Thanks for having us.
Well, I'm so delighted you've carved out some time to talk with me, and we're going to focus on a Sunday school class that you all are teaching. But before we get there, for those who might not know you, would you tell us a little bit about yourselves and your family and your connection to Providence UMC Ministries over the years?
Yeah, go ahead.
Right, sure. I'm Shelli Volpp, married to Jeff. We have 4 kids that have grown up in Providence. We joined Providence 18 years ago, I think, about. So our kids have grown up. We've done youth group. We're involved in circles and different Sunday school classes. And Providence is home for us, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm Jeff Volpp, and we both are also very involved in the youth group at the church as counselors. Really enjoy that as well. And again, our kids have grown up there. So other than that, used to play basketball there a lot, and hope to do that again very soon. And yeah, Providence is definitely home for us.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, you guys have such an impact on our church and have been great members of the congregation for years. So thank you again for your time this evening. And one of the ways you're impacting our church is through the Sunday school class that I mentioned a moment ago. And this is a young adult Sunday school class called Impact. And I'm curious, why that name?
You take that.
Well, it's a great question. It's a really kind of a cool story. So when the class started, we were thinking about what this younger generation would be interested in, and the things that we wanted to focus on. Mm-hmm. One of those things that came up were things like social justice and different social subjects. And one of the really cool things about this group of people was they were really interested in tackling some pretty big questions, tough questions, and having opinions about that. They love talking about those things and want to find out how they can affect change in our world. And so we kept trying to figure it out. And it took us, 3 or 4 weeks to kind of come up with the word that impact. But when we came up with it, it really hit well. And the truth is that this group of people in this Sunday school class would like to have an impact on our world and on our church, and that's how it stuck.
Well, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. Now, what's the age range of the young adults who are in the class?
I would say they are 20s, probably mid 20s, late 20s. So.
Yeah, we also, there's a couple that are in their early 20s, but mostly it's 25 to 27, 28, 29, something like that. But that's pretty much, other than the two of us and Joe Hamby, that's the age range.
We throw that out quite a bit.
And to be clear, so it's being young adults of that age, it doesn't matter whether they're in college or whether they're in the workplace or what have you. It's mainly that age group that you're focused on.
That's right. Yeah, we do have, I would say, more college kids are welcome, and after college, and they're all welcome.
One of the reasons we think that this was a class that was necessary for our church was, a lot of times kids come back from school and don't really know that there's a place for them at Providence. It's been, probably one of our shortcomings over the years that people come back after they've graduated, they may have moved to Charlotte. And so we were concentrating on that postgraduate age group for sure. But as we got into it, we realized that a lot of them don't know that it's available, and we're trying to get the word out in ways like this. But also, if we include those college kids, when they come back on breaks and they have a place to be, then they'll know that after they graduate, there's a place for them. So.
Wonderful, wonderful. So you mentioned that you have a social justice focus as at least part of what your class is all about. Is there any other area of focus that you would describe it?
Well, I wouldn't even say, I think they want to have an impact for sure, which is where the name came. But we've done all kinds of things in the class. We're doing currently a book study now by Tim Keller. We've done a racial equity study. We've had speakers. We've even watched movies and reviewed them, faith-related movies. So we've done just a lot of different things as a part of the curriculum. And we really kind of just decide together, The last time, how we determined this study, I sent out a poll through our group me and we voted. And that's how we got to where we are now.
One of the most amazing and kind of thought-provoking great conversation was we watched the movie Emmanuel about the shooting in Charleston.
Yeah.
And it really brought out some great conversation and thought. And it was really neat. It was a lot of fun.
So it sounds like a great variety of topics, but also forms of teaching. So if somebody who's interested in something other than the traditional kind of maybe Bible study approach, yours is very different in that regard from week to week.
It is. We kind of have a broad range of things, and we're doing The Prodigal God by Tim Keller right now, which is a great conversation piece too. And we keep thinking we're going to do a couple chapters a week, and we usually get through about a chapter. So
because the discussion is so rich.
It is.
I do want to say that Joe Hamby is in our class too, and he does quite a bit of the teaching too. Usually he and I will alternate, but he's just a tremendous resource, and he finds good studies as well. So it's been great to have him as a part of the class too.
Yeah,
he is a great blessing to our church, and I'm delighted that he's participating in that. I know the youth are blessed by that, the young adults, I should say more accurately. So you mentioned about teaching right now. Of course, we've been closed to in-person Sunday school in our church. So obviously you're using Zoom, I'm assuming. And for that purpose, and we're now in that process where we're looking things getting better. We hope someday soon, not in the immediate future, but in the near future, that we can be in person again for Sunday school. Do you expect a continuation of the use of Zoom in some way?
You know, one thing that's been really neat about meeting by Zoom is we've had other people join our class that aren't even in Charlotte. So you know, friends that they might, people in our class have a friend in Raleigh or traveling. You know, we've had people join. They're on the road and they just want to listen into the class, and so it's provided a little bit of a flexibility. So I think that especially with people attending out of town and that don't live in Charlotte, I wouldn't want to take that option away and exclude those members who have been attending. So we'll obviously, once we can get back together, we'll do in-person things like we did in the past. We've done some mission activities, and then we've also had some socials. And so we'll be ready to resume those again once we can.
and really kind of nothing's off the table when it comes to where and how we'll meet, especially when we can get back into the church. I'm sure there will be days when we're in the classroom, but we also are really looking forward to meeting at Panera or Starbucks or something like that, and then heading over for service. I think with this group is very interested in kind of looking at things differently, and quite frankly, that what they are most interested in is different than what we've all been interested in and doing over the years. So it's really cool to kind of be very flexible with it. So
that's exciting. That really is. Shelli, you mentioned that you all have done some mission work. I'm curious if you could give us an example or two of what you all have done.
It's just limited. Our class got going basically like the fall before 2020, for March 2020, when everything shut down. So we only had a few months, but we helped the youth, and we helped with the pumpkin unloadings was one of the activities we did. We also helped at the Blue Star Memorial, the Charlotte Garden Club that manages that. We did some help. So we met out there on a Saturday and helped do some gardening with the Charlotte Garden Club as well.
This is exciting. You all are very creative in your approach to teaching and outreach activities. I'm wondering right now if you have any specific plans for the near future beyond those that you've just described, or maybe any dreams that you might have for the class for the year or years ahead.
Well, I mean, I would certainly love to have more people attending. The one thing about the smaller group is we do have really open, honest discussions, and I think everybody feels comfortable in the group and sharing different opinions. So that's been really nice. But we would love to have some more people join. I mean, eventually, I would like us to. It'd be great to be able to do a mission trip or a little more mission work, and I think the class would really like that too. Give an opportunity to be in person. And I don't know if it looks like retreats down the road, but it's a really a good group of, I say kids, but they're not kids.
I understand.
But so yeah, that's what.
And many of them are more mature than I am, so that's something we have to struggle with. But they let me in. It's good.
Well, as we wrap this up, again, thank you so very much for your time today. And I'm curious, is there anything that we can do as a church to help you in terms of encouraging folks to participate, young adults? Anything that you want to give as a last word to encourage that?
I would just say spread the word. And if anyone has any questions, they're more than welcome to contact Jeff and I for information. We have a group me that we send out information and links and things like that. And then we also have a Facebook page that, is just for our group. So we can post things in and things like that. So we're happy to share any information if anyone's interested.
Yeah, and I'd also say that anybody listening and seeing this that has college age students that didn't know about it, that would be interested in joining us on Sunday mornings, everybody is more than welcome anytime. And just reach out to us, either the two of us directly or also through Teresa, who helped us kind of get started. So we'd be able to definitely get connected in some way to join us anytime.
Very good. Well, the class is called Impact, and Jeff and Shelli, you are having a great impact on young lives in our congregation and in our community. Thank you so much, and God bless you and God bless your continued ministry.
Thanks, Randy.
Thank you.